the stock market, meaning companies' new highs.
I'm not fucking leaving.
The show goes on.
Nuts! They're nuts! They know nothing!
An online network called Internet.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
Welcome, my degenerates. The rest of your life starts right now on Market Mania, the no bullshit approach to all financial markets, including Bitcoin, NFTs, crypto, and the largest casino in the world, the U.S. stock market. Today on Market Mania, we give you the picks you always need. More Bill Hwang fallout, Grayscale Assailed, UXIN, the Chinese Carvana. We'll take a look. And top story, the Congress stock watcher. You know that's Tony the producer. Welcome to your own show, Tony. What's going on? The Wall Street bets, they're stirring up trouble again and holding people accountable, aren't they?
That's right. Wall Street Bets Army strikes again. I love this tool. Built by user or posted by Rambat1994. He says he built this tool called the Senate Stock Watcher. He also recently rolled out the House of Representatives Stock Watcher. But this is so cool. What it does is you just put in a date range. So right now we just got April 1st. And on April 1st, these representatives, Senate members, Thomas Carper and Hickenlooper, it tells you what they bought and sold, how much of it, at around what purchase price. You can click on the stocks. So it looks like Car Gurus was bought today by the Senate. So, I mean, this is just such a cool little tool. They go to Congress to do good and instead do very well indeed. And this is part of why they get all these great insider trading tools. So, Matt, is this something you might find useful in your day-to-day, or are you more looking at option order flow?
Well, I mean, I like to follow the cheaters. To be honest, that's what I'm looking for. When I follow the options order flow, I'm looking for cheaters. I'm looking for guys that have information and are ready to act on it. And it's not illegal to follow them. You know, it's illegal for them to be cheating, but nobody can prove that they're cheating. But you get it's kind of obvious after a while when they're right every time they make a big play. But these senators, congressmen, they can't really do that because if they do that, they're going to be under a lot of scrutiny. So any kind of cheating they're doing, they can't do it on their own name. So I don't think this would be very useful for me.
So it's all public record, right? The guy just aggregates all the public record trade for all of the senators and congressmen, congresspeople?
That's right. It's just that the database is very difficult to search, but he's taken it to another level where it's just really easy to search. He also offers an API, meaning that you can just take that data yourself and put it in any format that you need. If you want to make an app or whatever, if you want to build it into your trading portfolio, the API data is right there. So
yeah, it's pretty cool. It might be useful for long-term investing, but not very useful for short-term trading.
And it's going to make sure that these people aren't going to really trade on the inside information anymore if they know they're getting put on blast by the Wall Street Bets group, which you gotta love this.
Hey, I say let them cheat. Just let me follow. All right, I'm going to let you get back to it here.
Perfectly regulated market. So, UXIN, the Chinese Carvana. What is going on here?
All right, this is a pick from my buddy Lee, pro stock picker. He's basically the king of dollar stocks. This one's only $1.58, so people are going to love it. They love those low price stocks. But it's a Chinese used car e-commerce company. It's basically the Chinese Carvana. It's got a valuation 1/10 of Kazoo, which is basically the same company in the UK, but it sells exactly the same amount of cars per year right now. So 1/10 the valuation. Kazoo, which is also SPACed over here. I think it's Ajax is the symbol. But basically, Carvana is a $50 billion company. This company, UVix, is sort of young, but it's a young sister in China, and it's got a $500 million market cap. So I got long this one. I bought a bunch today. They had some news last week where two firms signed an agreement in China to possibly put $300 million investment in. So the stock went up pretty good last week. It came in a little bit the last couple of days. So I think this is the spot to buy. You guys are familiar with Carvana, I'm sure. But this is basically like I don't know.
I know the name. Is it like Auto Trader? Carvana?
No,
like
they got these big. They got one in Vegas. I'm shocked you haven't seen it. I've always wanted to see one in real life. They have this big ass vending machine. It's a big ass car vending machine. And you go online, you click, you're like, oh, okay, fine, give me a Toyota, like, basic bitch. And then you just go to this big ass vending machine and it just goes zzz, 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 and shits you out of car.
Talking shit about my pick of the day yesterday. Toyotas.
There it is. Look at that.
There it is. Yeah, very cool. That's what it is. Pick up your car.
Just and no haggle, right? You just click buy.
I like CarMax. I've used CarMax, and that's no haggle also.
But just looking at that Carvana vending machine thing, to me, that makes even more sense in China than in the US. For whatever reason, it looks like something to be in China, and this is the Chinese Carvana. So this is one stock that I bought a bunch today, and I'm gonna hold this one. Hopefully, goes into the twos next week.
It looks like it should be in Dubai and like filled with Ferraris.
Yeah. Historically, the Chinese X has like done fairly well, right? Neo, the Chinese Ethereum, the Chinese Tesla. I forget another Neo actually. Chinese Tesla.
It's also Neo.
Yeah. So makes sense to me.
If it was named Neo, I would definitely get here. So that's cool as fuck. Grayscale Assailed. This is kind of crazy. They were the sort of premium trading darling, the only way you could really get your BTC exposure and a couple other cryptos. But now underwater. A discount.
Yeah, it's pretty big underwater. It's like 8% underwater, plus their 2% fee. And yeah, some guy's mad, and he's trying to become an activist investor to get them to prop the price up. But that's not really what he signed up for, right? It's let the market trade. Like he wasn't bitching when it was a 20% premium.
I don't get that. I don't get it. Glance, what could be happening here? It's just like, I mean, is it people that just, I don't know, whatever. They're just
okay. So think about this: when there's a takeover in the stock market, say like, so right now Tilray's taken over Afria or something. They're merging. It's a takeover, and basically for every Tilray share, or for every Afria share, you get 0.83 shares of Tilray. So you would think that it would be trading exactly 83% of the stock of Tilray because that's fair value, but it always trades at a discount or a premium based on just people's positions and where there's arbitrage plays, how discounted cash flows till the time the deals. So it's similar to this, where there's a discounted cash flow to the time that theoretically to the time that Grayscale Bitcoin Trust turns into an ETF or just cashes out at par, which is probably never going to happen. But there is a limited time until it turns itself into an ETF. That's their plan, is they're going to be the first ETF, and they're just going to basically, keep the symbol or change the symbol and make it into an ETF. So at that point, it should trade par to Bitcoin, but there's no guarantees at that point. It's just all market driven supply and demand.
For those of you that are wondering about the price, 51.34, you're trying to figure out if that's 51,000 or what it is. It's actually an incredibly complicated calculation. I think because of the 2% fee that they take each year. If you have to dig into the Grayscale documentation and find out how much Bitcoin each one of those $51.35 shares are, and it's something like 0.000985 something. So you have to do the little division, then a little multiplication, and then you can find what that Bitcoin price is representing by 51.34 per share. So it is possibly like almost too complex for like the new like Robinhood style retail, just click ape in market. And they used to just be buying. Maybe now they're just for whatever reason selling.
So here's the thing, my guy. If you buy it, say it's like around an 8% discount today, and when you want to sell it 2 months later, it's still an 8% discount. It doesn't really that discount doesn't really matter because it's the same both times. It's just that when you buy it now, you're hoping the discount gets closer to zero, or there's a premium by the time you sell it. You're hoping the discount doesn't get larger by the time you sell it. So it's all a matter of just value prices.
I mean, that's a pretty big discount. Honestly, I'm sitting here thinking like this doesn't seem like a crazy buy.
Yeah, but it could be a 20% discount.
Yeah,
so you don't know.
Yeah,
But you would assume
discount.
you would assume free market comes in and scoops up like 20% discount BTC, like essentially a BTC.
I would think they would
voucher.
scoop up 8% discount BTC.
Sure.
Guys, the free market won't come in because there's no trade arbitrage. Because if you buy this at a discount, then you're selling it. You're selling Bitcoin against this. Okay, that's your theoretical arbitrage, and you're paying a 2% fee to hold this. Plus, you're paying some kind of fee to be shorting it elsewhere. So it's kind of like there's not much vig in it, and it's not guaranteed that it's ever going to go back to par. I mean, it probably will at some point, but you don't know.
I think you can ape out of it after like a year of holding it or something. But I don't know. If somebody really wants to dig in deep there, we'd love to hear what the real, the exact price and like the multiple. And like, there's also other Grayscale crypto products. Like Bitcoin Cash was trading at some ridiculous like 10x, 17x something, 5x multiple. Like back there, and like I don't know, just very interesting products, little understood, of course. Not a lot of people doing research and a lot of people clicking buttons. That's what I think. More Bill Hwang fallout, and this story is just going to probably stay in the news while the postmortem is going to take a little while, I think. And for those of you that are just living under a financial rock the last couple of years or last couple of weeks, there was this guy tanked the stock market. I think it was, what is it, Glance? 2 Fridays ago? 1 Friday? 8 days ago? 9 days ago or something?
Exactly.
And so the shares of Viacom CBS, which had run up ridiculous in the year, was down like 27%. Stocks that just don't usually, Discovery, and there was like one GSX, some Chinese scam or something. I don't really know anything about it. They were down like 30. There was like 30% dips on like a day. You're gonna have to zoom out on that little fella, but there you go. There's the Bill Hwang dip right there. Look at that. And these stocks don't usually move like that on no news. This was like a no news move, and it turns out Bill Hwang, maybe it looks like in the last since 2012, looks like he ran like 100 million up to 10, potentially 20 billion over that period, and then it appears just from all this fallout that he was leveraged 5x to 10x, somewhere around there. Again, hard to like really do the postmortem without getting all the prime brokerages he was using in one room. And like, it looks like he busted. It looks like this is like, just like for you kiddies that jumped onto BitMEX back there and took like some 10x leverage and the stock went, or, the crypto went down 10%. Boom, you're liquidated. Arthur thanks you for your action. This basically happened, but at a scale. I mean, Glance, you've never seen anything of this scale, right?
No, I mean,
this is
100%
unprecedented.
His fund, Archegos, definitely busted. It's unclear whether he personally busted or not. He could have had 100 million sitting in the bank. Who knows? But I'm sure that they will come after him if he did some kind of shady stuff legally. So he's going to be in a tough spot, and he's going to be toxic. He was toxic like 12 years ago. Got in trouble for insider trading, and then somehow managed to raise money, stay friends with the right people, and get back in the game. But he's super toxic now. It's too public now. I don't think they can get back in the game.
Look at this headline, Matt. Look at this. It says Credit Suisse, First Boston. They're going to use it. I don't know if they're First Boston anymore. But the Credit Suisse, it says they're going to lose $3.4 billion. That's just they gave them too much leverage and they couldn't unwind the stock fast enough to liquidate his ass.
So basically, like the fund, a hedge fund or a family office fund will post collateral, or they just trust them with collateral. It seems like he wasn't posting collateral with each prime brokerage. It seems like he was just showing them, he has collateral in the bank or collateral somewhere, stock collateral, and they all use the same collateral, so no one was holding it. So it seems like when they figured it out, Goldman and JP Morgan, I don't think JP Morgan was involved. Goldman and Morgan Stanley, I think, as soon as they found out, dumped their stocks, said, we're stopping you out. We're just selling at the market. Fuck, we're not taking the loss. Credit Suisse kind of held the bag and weren't as fast to like shut him down, and kind of held on and we're hoping he can, ship over the collateral to cover their losses. But once he has no money left, they're left holding the bag. And they still had some stock going into today. Last night, they priced a bunch of different prints, like 34 million shares of Viacom at 41.5. So that's their losses at some point. Whatever collateral he did post with them, that's theirs. But say he had 500 million collateral with Credit Suisse. If they lost 4 billion, that means that 3.5 billion above his collateral is all their loss. There's no one they can come cry to. That's them.
Brett Ritchie, this sounds like poker player shit. Like, hey man, I got it. I got the 10K. Oh, here's the chip. Here's the Bellagio chip. Like, I don't want to crack it right now, but like, will you just like,
Yeah, or there's people you can also do that same playbook of like you have 10K and then you go borrow 5K from 10 people against your 10 or something, and same thing. Like you can
they cheated him. Exactly.
This is TJ Cloutier shit that he's doing for like fucking wild. Billions of dollars.
And he's living a modest life. That's poker player shit too. Like the guy driving the beat up 86 Corolla rolling up and playing 300, 600 or something. Like we know those guys too. So I don't know, man. It's wild. Speaking of arbitrage, like he was almost arbitraging these brokers to get extra leverage, and then just
that's not what he was doing. That's not how I would characterize it.
Whatever. That's totally wrong, but I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, that's just
scumbagging.
Scumbagging
is the right word.
Okay. Yeah.
I wonder how those calls are. I want to see the movie, and I want the fucking calls of like, "Hey man, can you ship over the 3.5 billion? You're stuck a little bit." He's like, "Oh, no problem. I'm coming soon."
The word you were looking for, Brett, was free rolling, not arbitrage. He was free rolling these guys. Is what was going on.
I was thinking about just playing them off each other type of thing.
Yeah, but he had the same position on with each broker, so he's not
the same collateral. You're lying.
Yes. Reverse arbitrage, we can call it. But Matt, I got one last question. You said he's going to be toxic. Nobody wants to touch this guy. Is there going to be anybody that's like, well, he did run that 100 million up to 10 billion. Maybe we should give him another shot. He blew up in the end, but there was that run up first. Maybe let's give him another shot. Is that
never know?
Thing? Yeah.
Oh wow. The Eskimo Clark.
You bring up an interesting point when you say arbitrage, though, Brent, because he could what he could have done. This is not what he was doing, but in an arbitrage world, he could have used the same collateral for all these brokers and then went long billions of shares of Viacom with one broker, went short billions of shares with the other broker, and then bust out. One of the sides is going to bust out and him not pay that. Not pay those guys, and then he'll collect the money from the side he won. So he could have theoretically could have arbitraged that. Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
What desk is giving that wasn't even just a list. There was 2 lists on the Daily Mail article, but there's more coming. Another $2 billion with this other brokerage. Like what? No one that gets together. Like no one's like, hey, you loaning this guy? Like
no, they're all fighting for business because they make a lot of fees off a guy like that. Ton of fees.
I hope it was worth it, you greedy bastards. Like
it was for the guys that got out first. They didn't lose anything.
I mean, just it's just staggering losses. And like those firms, that's going to be material losses for those firms.
I'm not crying any tears for banks that lose money. So,
same. It's
Credit Suisse was 25 billion market cap before all this started. So they lost like 5 billion. So that's like 1/5 of their whole market cap and way more than they earn per year. So, that's a big hit.
Well, on that note, that's a great note to enter the Market Mania pick of the day. We don't pull punches. We have fixed the safety glasses because this is not investment advice. You need to do your own research. Proper protection when Matt Glantz tells you his pick of the day.
Yeah, no surprise here. UXIN, it's the Chinese e-commerce car play, the Chinese Carvana. This is a pick from my boy Lee, professional dollar stock picker. He's the one who brought us ABML and a couple others. So I'm going with them. UXIN.
UXIN, probably going to click that in the old Weeble account myself in a moment.
Yep.
Brett Ritchie, pick of the day.
Well, I noticed that there were no shorts in March, so I'm going to have to come out and short XRP, aka Ripple, aka Ripples. I am shorting these things. They pumped 30% yesterday. They're still facing this lawsuit from the SEC. They're still facing collapsing partnerships. I have strong questions about whether the tech is valued anywhere in the realm of possibility. And I know we've seen obvious shorts go totally backfire against you, but I think this one is going to work out. So I'm shorting XRP.
I'm shocked to see the Ripples up so much and almost near $1. Kind of love that play, Brett. It's banks are already using it. The XRP army. That's all I have to say about that. And never liked it, never thought it was a real thing, and somehow it's $43 billion cap. Okay, so I'm going to hit you with Decentral Games, DG. It's a crypto. And cool as fuck. In-game casinos in Decentraland. Just Decentraland, you guys remember 2017 ICO? Raised like 9 digits or something. It was huge. And they actually built something, and it seems like really cool. Like it's essentially what Second Life I thought was going to be back 15 years ago, if any of you are even that old. And it's just really cool. It's like they're just building really cool stuff. Governance token, LOL, something, be the house, bet mana and die. Not really totally familiar yet, but it looks cool. And do your own research. With that, that is going to do it for today, April 6, 2021. A lot of this year already done in the global pandemic still. Gonna tell your grandkids about this one. We'll leave you with one from an old school one from Cisco, the Thong Song. Yeah, I'm gonna take you right there on this Tuesday. And it goes something like this. She had dumps like a truck, thighs like what? All night long, let me see that thong. Sage words. Like and subscribe to this show right here on YouTube. Follow us at Market Mania Show on TikTok and Twitter. We'll see you tomorrow, if there is a tomorrow. But for now, it's lights out.
I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Time to right the wrong. So your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold or a domino, out of control. The usual. Get mad cause I'm looking at your girl. Switch it up. I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard, got the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury of how we're turning, where I would turn in. Can't lie like it's to be burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I imagine should've looked the other way. Couldn't clear space on my mind, was afraid of the time. Strobe light, like in the moonlight. I'm in the mood right now, how about tonight? My interview's tight now, I was surviving.